Welcome back to the Moment of Truth with DNAngels. My name is Carolanne and I'm a volunteer with DNAngels. If you're new here, we're a non-profit based in Carbondale in Illinois with a global reach. We help adoptees, donor-conceived individuals, people who have never known their biological parent, or anyone that's had a DNA surprise, uncover the truth about their biological roots at no cost when it comes to identifying a birth parent. Today we're joined by Michelle. She's located currently in Vienna and I am in the Highlands of Scotland, so we're about 1,500 miles apart. Michelle is looking to identify her biological father and will be revealing to her for the very first time who her father is. I will use only first name initials for privacy reasons. Michelle, are you ready to find out?
I have sweaty palms. I am ready. Bring it on.
My voice is tremoring. Oh, Michelle, can you tell us your story and what brought you to us?
Basically, my story, my parents, half Austrian, half English, they got married very, very young and moved from Austria to the United Kingdom in the late 60s. What I found out a lot later is that they actually divorced when they got to England. And whenever my father came to pick up my siblings, they'd rekindle their romance. So it was always off and on, off and on. And then when my mother was 3 months pregnant with me, they got married for a second time. So the story that, you know, I'd always ever just seen the first wedding photos when they were 19 and 21. And it was only years later that I found out that, hold on a minute, quite a lot happened in the meantime. We moved, my father died of cancer when I was 13. So we moved back to Austria because that's where he wanted to be buried. And I basically grew up with my mother there and moved back to the UK, went to university. And as far as I'm concerned, my father died 30 odd years ago. I was gifted a DNA test just before COVID, as I think as all of this happens, that you just then suddenly, hold on a minute, I know I was born in the UK, but why have I have all of these DNA relatives that none of them were Austrian? Because no Austrians have been doing the test because they weren't sold here. So obviously only the UK and the rest of the world were showing up. But still, it was like, hold on a minute, it's nothing. And so I asked my mother, she denied everything as one does. And after months, she then came clean and said, well, there could be the possibility that my then flatmate maybe could be. So I managed to track him down, a lot of detective work, managed to track him down. And he was like, oh, I always knew that you were mine. And it was, I went to visit him. Happy families. We really had a lovely long weekend. His family, his wife, amazing. They really opened up their hearts to me. And on the last day, I said, look, I've got a DNA test with me. Shall we do it just to be sure? And everyone said, well, we don't need to. He's confirmed everything. And you even look like him. No, we don't need to do it. So I said, all right, okay. And then last minute, I said, oh, go on, I've got it. Let's do it. And it turned out he wasn't.
Oh gosh.
So in that 7-8 week wait, every second day we'd call each other, and and we really had
made a relationship.
It was really, and I was sort of like, okay, he's sort of like, yeah, I can. They're cool. I can deal with them. I don't mind him being my dad. And I think that was an even bigger slap in the face when I found out that it wasn't him, because I had literally for 2.5 years been every day on every DNA site looking if I had matches, and then looking, and that I'd finally found him, also I thought, and then it wasn't him. So shortly after my mother died, and I thought, okay, I'm just going to put it to rest now. I'm just going to leave it. It's not meant to be. sooner or later there will be a match on one of the DNA websites, which I'm on all of them. So sooner or later there will be, I hope. And I was okay with that. I thought just it will come eventually. And then I was watching your YouTube channel and just thinking, do you know what, Michelle, just give it a go. If you don't, you'll never know. And I could kick myself that I didn't do it years ago.
Yeah. But it's all good. It's all good. You did it.
So I did, and I was absolutely amazed at how quickly, with such little information, you were able to put the pieces together. And yeah, I'm very nervous.
Yeah.
Very nervous.
So am I, and I don't know why. Yeah, I began working on your case before I even introduced myself in your research room, because it was about midnight in the UK, and I had an hour before I could go to sleep, and I thought, oh, I'll go in and start sorting matches. And then you noticed it, because I saw in the chat when I was room dropped, you had gone, oh wow, how did you do that? So yes, and that's what brought us here. So
I must say though, it was, I mean, obviously when I had done my DNA tests, to tell you the truth, I was gifted this, and I just thought it was, you know, find out who your ancestors are. It didn't even occur to me that you'll find out that your dad's not your dad. I just thought, yeah, I'll see that I'm, you know, my great grandfather was from wherever. Yeah, and it didn't even occur to me that that was even an option, you know, that was, hold on. Then only months afterwards I clicked on it, or months, weeks. It's, what are these DNA matches? What's this? Click, you know. It was only weeks afterwards. So after while I was waiting for my results, I had started my tree, because obviously I knew who my dad was, I knew who my mum and my grandparents were, etc. And then to see you delete it all, obviously, which you have to do because they're not DNA related to me, that was a bit,
I sort of detached them from you as a father, and I replaced it with what I call a placeholder, because the work that I'd been doing, there's a thing on Ancestry called Through Lines, which if you've got it built correctly and the other person's got their tree similar, you get matches connected to what you've done. So I had disconnected you from
which you have to do, you know. Yeah. But it was like, oh, okay. But anyway, I haven't, since you told me this afternoon, I haven't checked.
Have you not? Oh, wow, you have.
I haven't. I wanted it to be fresh.
Yeah, so about 6 hours ago, we were there chatting in your research room about how you had low matches, and I was checking some of the 23andMe ones, and it was ones we already had that were sort of second, third cousin. And one of the, in that grandparent cluster, the highest match was only 56 centimorgans, and I was like, oh no, because really we need to join those two together. So we had about 100-year gap until we got to you. So then I started to look at the children of the ones that we had most recent common ancestors for in the blue group. And there was a daughter, Florence, and she was the key. And we were still chatting back and forward. And I was telling you, you know, oh, bingo, I've hit the jackpot. I found your husband. He's already in the tree. I'm going to go and start building this out. And we went from deflation to elation in about 10 minutes. Yeah. So before we reveal who your biological father is, because you've waited like over 6 hours hanging on a thread, we want to invite our audience to show their support for you. So what is your favorite color?
Red.
Red. Okay. So if you're watching this today, tomorrow, or even years from now, can you please leave a red heart in the comments to cheer Michelle on as she uncovers her truth. Now, here we go, on to the big reveal. So when we first get a case, we look at your match list in Ancestry, and I sort the matches into groups, and they give me colours that represent each of your grandparent line. I don't know if you saw that. You had a blue dot group and a green dot group. So then I take each of those colours and see how they connect. Who's the most common ancestor that your matches descend from? So I then look for where the blue group joins, hopefully in a marriage, with the green group. And that's what happened today with Florence, because I found she married Thomas. Thomas was already in the tree, so this joined your blue group and your green group, which meant you had to descend from Florence and Thomas. So they had 2 children. They had a boy, B, and a girl, C. So your biological father has got to be B, as he is the only son that they had. So I will now type his full name for you now in the chat box. Here we go.
Oh.
Ooh, so it's not the H name that we were talking about. It's now a Mr. B. Yeah. So Brian is your dad. And he's still alive. He is currently 88 years old and living with his wife.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So he was married at the time of your conception.
Oh, so that's not going to go down well, is it?
Well, you don't know. I mean, sometimes it doesn't, sometimes it does. But the fact he's still married to the woman, it's happened. You're the result of it. You're not the cause of it. So my advice is always think about you. You may be full of empathy for those surrounding him and not wanting to upset the apple cart. And I am that type of person, but you also have to think of you. And that sounds really selfish, but you don't need to decide today. You don't need to decide in 2 weeks. You can decide 7 years down the line, but he's 88.
Oh, Brian then.
Yeah. So, yeah. Brian is in the UK.
Okay.
I have an address for him.
Oh my God.
My researcher, Richard, I put out a call at 4 o'clock this afternoon in the research room, and it's Saturday, and I didn't expect anyone. And Richard is like my second arm. And he goes, I've got an hour before I go out tonight. I can do it. So he has done a marvelous job. When you go in and look at your tree later, we have addresses, we have LinkedIn's for some people that, that are close, like first cousins. You also have a half sister.
Oh, how old was she? Younger?
She was born in 1968.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Yeah, so she's his only child with his wife. And she is married with 3 boys. And we have found a LinkedIn for her, and we have an address for her. And one of her boys has a Facebook. Now, he looks quite young, but we have a picture of her. Would you like to see it? Yeah.
Yes, please.
I don't think I can actually put a picture in this one, but I can put it in, do you know, our research chat room on Facebook?
Yeah, I've got it. I've got it here.
Okay, right. Let me send a picture of your half-sister through there. Are you okay? I did warn you, it'd be
I'm great.
Very emotional.
You sent it?
Good. I'm just waiting for my picture of your bio, Dad. In fact, in the UK, it's so difficult because their private stuff on Facebook closed out. You can't access it. So for us in the UK, compared to America, it is exceptionally difficult. So here, it's coming through now, is your half-sister.
Oh, wow.
So she'll be she's older than you, really? Yeah,
yes.
she's a few years older than you.
Yeah. No, she's more or less the same age as my middle sister.
Okay. So she's, as I say, she's married with boys, and we've got a LinkedIn profile for her, a current address, and all of this information has been put onto their profiles on your tree. How are you feeling so far?
Still got really sweaty palms. I can't believe that it was a week and a half ago that I thought, shall I email DNAngels? Shall I not? And we're sitting here now, and you're showing me pictures of my half sister. You are amazing. You are amazing, really.
I don't take self-praise very well, so that's why I'm laughing. But I really appreciate you saying that, and it's actually a privilege to be able to give people their biological truth, because as we were talking about, even the medical side, that is so very important. It's half of you that's missing. Just now you have a name. Later on you'll have address and contact details, and as I say, you don't need to action that straight away. You can sit in it and think about it, because this is a lot to digest. A lot.
Yeah. Oh my Lord! Oh, fantastic! I'm so happy. I'm so happy.
So to ensure privacy, I'll obviously continue placing anything else, detailed case notes and things, into our chat on Facebook, your research room. Obviously, I won't do that tonight. You can go and look at your tree and look at the links in there that have LinkedIn and Facebook and all the cousins. You have cousins, you have nephews, you have your half sister. So there's a lot added on the tree. And then tomorrow I will give you it's quite in depth on how I got to where I got to, and it's a lot for your brain to take. And today's been exceptionally emotional for you. So I just want to thank you for allowing me to be part of your journey to uncover your biological truth.
Thank you. Honestly, honestly.
And last night we had said, even before this, when we thought things were not going to happen, oh, we'll have to meet up and have a coffee and get to know each other. Well, we're definitely going to meet up and have a champagne toast.
Exactly. We shall. We
definitely will.
Oh, thank you
so
so
I'm only
much.
I'm only a message away if you need me at any point. But I'll touch base with you tomorrow, and we'll, I'll see how you are, and if you're ready for more information. As I say, it's just the technical stuff. It's not anything really exciting. Then we can do it tomorrow, or we can do it in a couple of days, whenever you're ready.
Perfect. Well, I'll let you have a day off. You've been working day and night now for the past week and a half.
I honestly don't mind. That's what I live for. It makes my heart whole.
You're an angel. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you, audience, for watching The Moment of Truth. If you or someone you love is searching for a biological parent, a grandparent, or trying to break down a brick wall in your family tree, visit us at DNAngels. We're here to help you find answers. Parent searches are always free. Donations are appreciated, and our services may come with a fee. Visit our website to learn more. Enjoy your evening, Michelle.
Thank you. Thank you so much.